Here's the smaller box, so we're just going to open it up. And in here we have the new hearing aids. So there's a blue and a red one. That's the blue one. And that's the red. You can see red on the tip of the hearing aid. They have been charged, so there's a little button on them. What we're going to do is we're going to turn them on by pushing it down. And then you might hear a little sound that says it's on. We'll do the same for the other side, just holding it down. Wonderful. So now they're both whistling. Okay. To turn them off again, you just hold down the button. And then there'll be no more whistling again. So that's about 3 to 5 seconds. I'll just turn that back on. And there's a little sound over there. So let's have a look at that. That's the hearing aid, that's the mold. That little retrieval line should sit at the bottom of the ear canal. We're going to go into the cleaning next. So have a look over there. That's a filter that protects your hearing aid from wax. So let's have a look at that. So in your box you have, as I said, some plastic, a cleaning cloth. I recommend still using tissues. These are just empty boxes. And that's a bunch of cleaning tools. So we're going to use that in a second. I'll just put that over there. We have your wax filter. There's a second packet of wax filter, warranty details, instruction manuals. I'll put the box and this back in. So the first thing to do in terms of cleaning is we're going to use the cleaning tools. But before I do that, I'll take a piece of tissue. If there's ever any wax, just wipe it off. Okay, and same on the back. It's IP rated, so you should be able to have water and dust resistance, a little bit tougher than previous hearing aids, particularly with the rechargeable model, where there's less gaps and less holes because there's no battery door this time. We have a little sort of pokey thing, short on one side, long on the other. We have a brush. We have a long version, and we have a magnet tool, which we won't need because we don't have batteries in these hearing aids. So primarily you will be using this little one, and what that is next to the receiver you have a little hole next to that, and that's the vent. And what we want to do is clean out the vent. Okay, so just cleaning out the vent if you see any wax in it. Otherwise, use the brush. Give it a brush. Any wax that you see, maybe is inside the mold, give it a brush. Back of your hearing aid, tissue. Okay. The last thing is the wax filter. So if you ever have a blocked feeling in your ears, clean the vent and get a wax filter. There's a new white bit on one end, and the other end has nothing. We use the end with nothing to pull out the receiver wax filter, and then we turn it around and put a new one in. Okay, we didn't need to change that, and now you're missing one, so too bad. You also have this little white case. It's just a case for keeping the hearing aid in. You don't have to use it. Finally, the charger. So let's have a look. So the charger is nice and shiny. It opens up, and the idea being when the hearing aids are docked in at night and you close them, it's going to charge. Now, in the box, you have a USB charger cable with a mini USB at the end of it, and then the charger. So that's fairly straightforward. Once you plug that in, it's going to charge for a set number of hours. It's going to dry the hearing aid out. In terms of the battery life, I'm going to show that to you. When it's all plugged in, you will see a light at the front, and it will indicate if the hearing aids are being charged or it's full. So we open them up. You have a wee sort of L and R to tell you left from right. All you have to do is dock the hearing aids in. And if it's in properly and you shut the case and the charger is in, it should light and it should give you plenty of, it should charge overnight. Now, when you take them out, it should turn them on. When you put them in, you might need to turn them off. So if you do, you press on the button, but you may not need to do it. Okay, so that's using the hearing aids, that's cleaning the hearing aids. Okay, so the hearing aids are in the charger, so don't forget to charge them up using the cable, which also dries the hearing aids out. You also have to clean the hearing aids regularly, particularly if you see any earwax. Moisture is still the biggest enemy of hearing aids, so continue to wipe it down, even though it is tougher with its IP rating on it. So charge these hearing aids as much as you need. I would probably leave it in the charger when I'm not using them. The most important thing, of course, is to keep moisture out, even though they are IP rated. Wipe them down. If you see any wax, clean them out. If not, by putting it in the charger, closing it, and charging it up, you should keep your hearing aid alive for a long time and keeping it in good condition. There are 5 programs on your hearing aids. The first is a universal automatic program. So this is the program that you will normally leave it in. It sort of knows what it's doing. It will flick between the others. But occasionally you might want to force it into a particular program. So the second program is social. When there's a lot of conversations happening all around you, and the hearing aids need to try and switch between the different conversations. The third program is music. So what music does is it turns off some of the feedback, the whistling control. So it gives it a cleaner sound, allows more volume to come in. It's great for music, but if someone starts talking, that can sound a little bit loud or a little bit annoying. But just try it. It can be really good for music. The fourth program is party. So party is when you are trying to have a one-to-one conversation when there's a lot of loud noise around. Finally, the fifth program is transport. And transport is something that you might use if you want to suppress the road noise in a car or a bus or something like that. It's just to make it more comfortable and potentially a little bit easier to hear everyone else in the car. So those are the 5 programs. So I'll show you later how to use the app or the Bluetooth settings on your phone, which you can leave on or turn off. You don't have to use the app if you're trying to use the Bluetooth settings for phone calls or streaming in general. So just let me know if you need anything. There's contact details on the magnet. So I hope you enjoy it. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.